See, if I came up with something that I think there may be something at the root of this somewhere. NXT is a show where you admire the athletes. AEW is one where you think you could be one of the athletes. Does that make any sense?
Well, considering a few of the people on the roster, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, but I think NXT is the show that you would watch like we used to if, wow, those professional wrestlers, those guys are tough, and we couldn't do any of that shit. Whereas now AEW has become the show where you think, yeah, I could do that because they're letting everybody else do it, where NXT is a show where, you know, these guys are obviously not only in shape, highly trained, they're hitting hard. And I'm just, what am I not seeing? This is the cutting edge wrestling show. Their editing and their production, their music, the pace, the energy, the roster, the young guys, the up-tempo style. They do the modern style of, you know, too much, but they do it well. Why is everybody not going, this is the fucking AEW is supposed to be the cutting edge, different wrestling show? What am I not picking up on here?
It's marketing, it's promotion, it's hype.
But who's better at marketing and promotion than the WWF?
It's a different thing altogether, because AEW and the wrestlers there position themselves as kind of being the rebels. I mean, even though it's rather silly that they position themselves like that, but that's the way they presented themselves. We are the new young thing, even though in a lot of cases you'll see very similar type wrestling.
There's nobody on the NXT roster that's as old as the Young Bucks.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, practically not.
Ciampa, I would say, is older than them probably.
Well, it might be close. Look that up while I'm droning on here for a second. The point is, it seems to me NXT as a television program, whether it's the announcing or just the pace or the energy or those people there, that the audience, they know all the fucking cues on the entrances and everything, but everybody, it makes sense as a program. I don't see as something on one segment and think, well, how the fuck did that end up on this program? Where the other show is all over the page. And the first tag match, Fish and O'Reilly against Zach Gibson and James Drake, the fellows from the UK.
Bobby Fish is older than them. I know that.
Well, Bobby Fish is a freak. He was old when we were trying to get him in Ring of Honor more than 10 years ago, and he was in his 30s then, but he's a freak. But I bet you Tommaso Ciampa's equal age or younger than at least one of the Young Bucks.
Okay, you know what? I'm a bit surprised by this. I have a few ages here in front of me. Let's see how many of them you can get. I'm going to ask you some NXT and AEW ages.
All right. We're just breaking off into something totally unplanned now.
How old is Cody Rhodes?
Cody is 37.
34.
Okay.
How old is Keith Lee?
I really had never seen him before we started this project. But he obviously played football. He's almost 30.
35.
Wow.
How old is Kenny Omega?
Well, fuck, I saw him have a bad outlaw match on a Ring of Honor show in 2000 and fucking probably 8-ish. So let's say 34.
36.
Okay.
How old is Johnny Gargano?
34.
32. How old is Tommaso Ciampa?
Okay. I'm going to say he is 33 years old.
Close, 34, which is younger than I thought. I actually thought he was considerably older.
Yeah.
How old are Nick and Matt Jackson, Nick and Matt Massey, the Bucks of old?
37 and 35.
Matt Jackson, who's the older one, surprisingly, is 34. Nick Jackson is 30, the youngest of all these guys.
Did not. I thought they were closer together.
And that is the ages of the wrestlers.
So
everyone's in their 30s.
So one of the Bucks is older than Tommaso Ciampa,
or the same age,
or same age. Okay,
but Tommaso's younger than Kenny Omega, which surprised me actually.
And Keith Lee, holy shit! Well, we'll get to him in a minute.